So these two eBay baffles have just arrived, which I'm hoping is going to sort out the drone on my 2001 3.2 Boxster S tiptronic. I did have a pair in there and they were doing a great job of eliminating the drone. And you can see there's only one because I lost one out the back, and that was after using Loctite under hard acceleration on a kind of, not a motorway, but a motorway type A road. One shot out the back and obviously knew straight away because of the difference in sound, but I couldn't stop and retrieve it. It was just too dangerous. And I'd really bolted that up tight and with Loctite. So this is the one that was left. And I found the Loctite wasn't that difficult to undo. So I wonder if the amount of moisture you get out the back of the exhaust and the heat steams the Loctite away. But I've got a way of hopefully stopping these two new ones, which are black. They're identical, but they're black, from coming out. So I'll tighten them back up. I'll use some Loctite as well. And then I'm going to do something else which will hopefully stop these falling out. It might not stop them getting loose again, but it should stop them falling out of the back of the exhaust. So let's go and do that. So this is what it sounds like without the baffles. It's just been switched on. It's just gone on to the lower tick over. You can't hear the drone, but at a certain level you get a really deafening drone. So there's the exhaust without the baffles. What I got to do is take these end caps off, because we don't want those. That's going to create too much back pressure and you could get an engine warning light. It may even do damage to the engine, I'm not sure. But without this, the gases can pass straight through. So we'll take those off. So these were actually a different size Allen key to the old one I had. This is a smaller one, so I had to use a smaller Allen key. Don't ask me which size that is. So now we've taken the end caps off, I'm going to use some Loctite, turn that bolt around because we're pushing against the exhaust. So you can see I've turned that bolt around. I'm going to drop a bit of Loctite on there. And get that pot on. I'm going to get it put in there. So what I've done is I've tightened that up with pliers because I couldn't get my Allen key in there, because I've got an Allen key on this stupid thing. I've got an Allen key in the garage somewhere, but it was easy to tighten that up just using some grips. And I've bent up the bottom of the exhaust using those grips. So even if it comes undone, it shouldn't be able to come out. It shouldn't, because that fits inside the sleeve pretty snugly there. With that bent, you can see it's bent up. That should stop that from coming back out because it's going to be too smaller an aperture. So I'll do the same with the other one. Just about to tighten that one up, put some Loctite on it and bend up the, because you have a little bit of, if I push that in, you've got enough exhaust lip to bend a little bit up at the bottom. That should stop them flying out the back if they do come undone. So I fitted them both. They're in there nice and tight with Loctite. You can't overdo it because it's only a thin thread. And bending the bottom of the exhaust up is a little bit OTT, but having lost one, I don't want to lose another. And I've got to solve this drone problem because it's deafening. When I bought this bought this car, the exhaust was already on it, and I don't know what's happened or why, but the drone is very heavy at certain revs, and especially at motorway speeds, it's deafening. So this will solve that. The only problem with this is sometimes when you take your foot off the accelerator, you can get a little bit of a, it sounds like a belt whining, but it's some kind of harmonic coming back through the pipes. But I can live with that because it just keeps the noise to a lower level, but still sounds good. So let's take it for a drive and you'll hear it. So that's with the baffles in. You might have just heard that little squeak. That's baffle squeak. Let's go for a drive. Okay, at rest it's pretty quiet. You can hardly hear it. We're on a 60-mile-an-hour road. Give it a little bit of juice. It's nice and quiet, but there is a little bit of noise, but not too much. Just drop it down a cog. Probably can't hear it over the wind noise. Sounds really good. Got traffic. We're at a junction, nice and quiet. Let's take off. Nice. Well, it definitely killed that drone. Much better. Sounds great. You've just got a little bit of this, I don't know if you can hear it. Now my foot's off, but going downhill. Little kind of chirpy, squeaking sound. It sounds like a fan belt, but it's not. It's the harmonics of the baffle. As soon as you touch the accelerator, it goes. Okay, I think that's a lot better. Back on private land. As you can hear, it's ticking over now. It's really quiet. It actually sounds a bit better now all the metal's heated up and everything. I'll give it a rev. Yeah, no, it sounds excellent. Job done.